Alrighty, we'll go ahead and call our meeting to order. I just would like to remind everyone to turn off their cell phones or put them on silent so we don't have any interruptions. All right, so welcome to tonight's meeting. We'll go ahead and do roll call. Everyone is present except for Ori the Water. He may be coming later, we're not sure, but everyone else is present. All right, on to item number 3. If you wish to speak on a matter that is not on the printed agenda, please complete a request to address the commission for non-agenda items. And then when it comes time, we'll call out your name to discuss that item. All right, item number 4. Everyone should have a copy of the minutes from January 16th, 2024 meeting. Scoot back.
I move that we approve the minutes. Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone oppose? Okay, motion passed. All right, we're now going to move on to item number 5, staff presentation for a rezone request. So we'll turn the time over to Director Emmerich.
Good evening, Commissioners. Staff requested the Planning and Zoning Commission hold a public hearing on a rezone application and provide a recommendation to the City Council along with a statement of the Planning and Zoning Commission's reasons for the recommendation. The map is up on the screen so that you can see it, and it is available online. It is a rezone request from Mark Palmer for Graham County parcel 10218-063E. The rezone request is from the conventional manufactured home district to the C2 highway commercial district. The applicant would like to build a new dental office and similar use office space on the parcel. In the beginning of the analysis section of your report, you see what uses are allowed in that commercial zoning section. The next section is neighborhood meeting was required and was held on March 28th, 2024 at the City Annex. Applicant notes from this meeting are attached. One email has been received by staff from a neighbor who wasn't able to attend. They only had questions, no concerns. The next section is the general plan compatibility. One of the goals is to promote the health, safety, morals, convenience, order, prosperity, and general welfare of present and future inhabitants of the city by guiding development within the city in accordance with the general plan, which plan has been designed to encourage and facilitate orderly growth, to create conditions favorable to prosperity, civil activities, and recreational, educational, and cultural opportunities. And then that continues with the goals of the general plan. And zoning ordinance section 1720.020D states that all amendments to this title shall be made in accordance with the general plan. It is public policy that this title shall not be amended unless it can be shown that the changed or changing conditions make the proposed amendment reasonably necessary to the promotion and purposes of this title. Specific to this case, Goal 8 of the citywide land use goals and policies of the general plan states, provide for sufficient land to expand the city's commercial, employment, and industry base. This zone change will allow infill commercial use in the area near a state highway, the railroad tracks, and 2 collector streets. This lot abuts other commercially zoned property and is adjacent to a recent zone change to the C1 district. It is staff's recommendation that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend to the City Council to rezone Graham County parcel 10208-063E from the conventional manufactured home district to the C2 highway commercial district for the following 2 reasons. The rezone will allow the property to be developed with denser housing in the core of the city of Safford within walking distances of school and shopping. And the rezone will fulfill a community desire by providing larger, that is not the correct reason, excuse me. This will allow for mixed commercial development near the highway, and it abuts another parcel that was already zone change, had it to C1 district. In your packet, you have site photos, the rezone application, the neighborhood meeting minutes, and a map. And on the screen, if you will look at the map, you'll see that square of C1 to the southeast of the property. That was the recent rezone that was approved by the council. And you'll see that the area that is on the southwest side is the government offices, which are the Forest Service, BLM. Across the street is the Social Security office, and you'll see to the north is the hotel and the state highway. With that, I will stand for questions.
Before we go to questions, can we see if the applicant wants to present anything?
Sure.
Yep, that would be my suggestion
Do
too.
you guys want to do, and then we can ask our questions after we hear from both of you. Are you guys okay with that? Okay.
We'll need you at the podium.
And here's the,
Hello, I'm Mark Palmer. Thank you for having us this evening. So we're currently practicing, we have a dental office here on the corner of 8th and 8th, and we have kind of outgrown our space. We purchased some land from the city of Safford a couple of years back, about 6 years ago, and built on and have kind of outgrown that space and met our capacity. And so it's a good problem to have, but so we're excited about the opportunity of this parcel. We feel like it's a good fit for our current practice, which we've been at for about 13 years, and the opportunity to grow a little bit bigger and to make a bigger impact, and also have some other commercial similar office spaces available there. We want to access from 14th, but we're rezoning the entire parcel there just to keep it monolithic. So that's our game plan, and our hope is that it will be something that will provide continue to provide care here in Safford and be able to continue to serve our patients with a little bigger capacity. So.
Okay. I just have one question, just because I'm curious. The dimensions of the lot, it's kind of an odd shaped lot, and that narrow strip that's on the east side, the narrow strip.
Yep, kind of in the.
What is the measurement if you went like from east to west or west to that bottom?
Right here.
Down at the bottom, like the long narrow strip. Yeah, like
Yeah.
what is the width of that? I'm just curious. I mean,
Yeah,
it looks
good
like there's
question.
plenty of room.
There is. We definitely could. The original plan, actually, when we first purchased this a couple of years ago, the thought process we would probably stay there. But the access on 8th is we've been on 8th for the last 30 plus years since Dr. Lundell built that office, and there's challenges with that for our patients coming in and out. And so I don't know what the width is though, but that is a good question for.
Do you know what it is?
7.3 acres, give or take, the whole parcel.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I believe it's probably over a couple hundred feet, and I can have that measurement and present it to the council because if you'll notice the proportion of it to the entire parking lot of the
BLM.
Forest Service and BLM building, it's quite wide. My guesstimate is a couple hundred feet at least.
Couple hundred. So your plan is to have the entrance and exit off of 14th?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Basically, at this time, it would just be this area that they would be. Okay. So in that area, you'll have your parking and everything there.
Yeah.
And so that will take care of all your dental needs for the future too, you feel like. And then coming down this other way, if you had businesses going to the bottom towards, down on that end, would they be able to access it down there? Wouldn't that be a good thing so they don't have to go through your parking lot?
Yeah. We looked at options of you doing it there as well, but I think there's plenty of width there. But
Yeah.
whatever business, if down the road that occurred, that would definitely have to be a.
This might be a
consideration.
question for the city, but what's the chance of West Drive getting connected through there to alleviate some of that? I worry about on 8th traffic of in and out of parking lots, just having another option at some point to get into whatever businesses end up there if this passes.
Yes, and that would be handled at our development committee meetings, and so those would be fully engineered, and it probably would require a traffic study. At that point, at this point, we're just discussing what uses would be allowed there for the
Perfect.
zone.
I would also point out, it's not part of this hearing because we didn't apply to change it, but he does also own this parcel right here that accesses 12th Avenue.
Okay. So,
So you have that space if you, in the event that you did need it for some,
Yeah.
specific type of business that wanted to go in and needed a little more space. No, that's good. And I just, on my way over here, I went by and looked at it again. It's a big space when you go through and look at it.
Yeah.
Having off of, Highway 70 there and come down, and that looks like a good
Yeah,
spot.
it is a good spot. I think it has a lot of value to it. I
Yes.
really do. So C1, I was, as you were reading in the packet there, C1 here is the one that was just rezoned, you said?
so Director Embick, traffic study you said is not needed at this time.
Correct.
But if there was ever a need to look at redoing roads, that's when you would do your traffic study.
Yes, Madam Chair and Commissioners. So at this point, all we are addressing is the uses that are allowed on this property. The meetings that you've attended with the Development Review Committee, once they are ready to build, because this is a completely vacant, undeveloped property, they would go through that entire process. And so all the engineers, the police chief, with it being so close to the state highway, ADOT would look at the traffic volume off the highway there. So that process would then begin that detail.
And they have a stoplight down on that other end, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so that level of detail would be handled after this process.
Question. We approved housing around the high school up there. I don't know how soon that's going to happen or whatever, but yeah, I think a lot of traffic is going to jump on 14th and go down that way. But as long as we're aware of it and put up the right directions and signs and what have you, I think that'd be good.
Yes, Madam Chair and Commissioner Ragland, that development will require traffic analysis.
Yes.
So we'll already have that data, and that's part of the process that any new development would go through.
That's good.
Okay. Does anyone else have any more questions? All right.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say, I do think it's a good use for the property, and I really like seeing vacant land developed because, it's just better for the community. And I think it's a great use of the property, so.
We definitely can use more commercial space available in the valley. I talk to clients every day that are running out of space, and having more options available would be good. So I would be good with motioning that this is approved as written by staff.
Okay, we have a motion to approve staff's recommendation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, anyone oppose? All right, motion is passed.
Madam Chair, may I read my corrected recommendation in so that we may get them on the record? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, guys, we weren't there yet.
So,
Close your presentation.
yes.
Do you need to do that?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you may close the public hearing. and
Okay,
then-
we are closing the public hearing. Item number 6, we're opening it up for discussion, vote, and recommendation. So now that we have had our presentation and we've had our questions answered, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve as almost written by staff with the corrections that Jamie's going to read out loud now.
Deja vu.
Staff is recommending approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission to recommend the zone change to the City Council for the following reasons. It will allow for a commercial infill, it abuts other commercially zoned property, and a new rezone, and those will be the reasons that will go forward to the City Council for your recommendation.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 And anyone who opposes? Okay, no one opposes. Motion passed. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you and good luck, yes.
Thank
See you. Good luck.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to item number 7, projects and updates.
Yes, Madam Chair. One of the projects and updates that I would like to share is the development on 14th. They are beginning their engineering, so that will start the development review process. They will be more than likely pursuing a planned unit development and a subdivision, so both of those will come to you and the city council.
I think I like that. I think
liked
that
it.
was the better option. So that means like they're gonna have possibly the condo townhouse with some single
It looks
family
like they'll have a
residence.
mix.
I like it.
And so they're working on all their engineering, so depending on the timeline on that, then we'll have the pre-development meeting, and then they'll come before you and the council. As a matter of note, the chair has been attending development committee meetings, and that really helps pass along to the commission what the process is and how thoroughly vetted projects are before they get built. The city had a spotlight on small business forum for people who have businesses within the city of Safford, and that went really well. So the next one we'll be having is a developer forum, and I will make sure that we invite you and notice a quorum. And we're going to meet with them, go over the code, see if there are any issues they're having, what problems they're having, what things work. We have 2 new software possibilities that we've narrowed it down to for building permits. So we'll be having presentations by them to possibly choose a software that is more user-friendly for them. And the city has also internally created a development committee, which is myself, the city manager, the public works director, utilities director, finance director, budget manager, and the city engineer. And so we're thoroughly, with fine-tooth comb, reading through our code and updating it. So I just came from that meeting here. And Joan will be having a housing fair, an open house on the 18th, Joan. So that will be at the city annex. That is part of our CDBG Fair Housing for April project. So people are first-time home buyers, anybody with questions can meet with realtors, lenders, a variety of people to help answer their questions of how do I even begin the purchase of a home. So a lot is going on. The Parks Committee will be having a free movie this Friday at Glen Meadows Park from 7 to 9 p.m. Ninja Turtles, free popcorn, soda water. The Lions Club will be cooking burgers. The new park on 8th and Discovery. The engineering contract has been finalized. We'll be presenting draft photos of what it will look like at Springfest so that the public can see those design ideas. So a lot going on. And
Can I make a comment?
sure.
One of the things that happened here in the city is they widened 20th. You know, you're familiar with that. It's become almost a raceway. And I've had 2 or 3 people ask me, say, Jared, do you know anybody? I mean, you're on the planning and zoning. Is there anything you guys can do about that? But there'll be a lot of small cars that it's like they have those hyped up mufflers or something that are so loud, but they're like drag racing down there. And I mean, it's going on constantly. And I just worry that, and they go fly by there, and the hospital's right down the side there. And I just wondered what would be the appropriate way to deal with something like that? Just if somebody says something, just say, go mention it to the chief of police?
Yes, sir.
Would that be the appropriate way to go?
Yes, sir. They can do enforcement, and I will pass this along to the chief and the public works director and let them know that you are having that
And
issue.
the reason I wondered about that was, I wouldn't even be opposed to it. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but I think they have apparatus available where they can basically, have cameras and things available where they can where they can catch somebody if they're doing that, and it's serious. But I've had a lot of people on my street that have come up, and there's numerous, across the street there's older adults, quite a few of them, and there's 3 different apartment complexes, and people in wheelchairs and things of that nature, oftentimes crossing the street because they're going across the street to get on the sidewalk and then to go to the clinic. All the clinics are in that area, in the hospital, and I just think, not to pick on anybody, but just let people know, hey, we're gonna monitor this, so slow down. That's all I want. I don't want anybody to get in trouble, just want them to slow down. And I know this isn't the appropriate place to bring it up, but I just thought I would.
It's perfect place. Commissioner Hancock and Chair, we have our department head meeting tomorrow morning, 8:30, and I will bring this forward.
Thank you.
I'm not sure, I haven't seen them here, but in New Mexico, there were safety zones in front of hospitals, and the speed limit was lowered. So I can ask the chief about
Be
that.
something to look into.
Yep, I haven't seen them in Arizona, but maybe something of that nature.
Go ahead, yeah.
And the hospital is growing back out there. It's just really neat to see what all is happening.
Oh, yes.
So I don't get lost back there because they changed offices and it's like, holy cow, but that's really good. And I would be interested in, when was the last time that the general plan was updated?
So that will be in not this fiscal year's budget, but the next fiscal year's budget. It was adopted in 2016, so it will be due
Oh,
in
okay.
2026.
Okay, so that's good that, as I've discussed with city and county employees about hiring, one of the problems seemed to be they can't find a place to buy a house, to bring my family down. And so, yeah, I like to see the growth. That sounds good. Last question for me here, not this picture, but the one previously that showed what we were discussing today. Is that new? Because it sure looked, have they changed the way they did it? It sure looked better to me.
It is new, yes, sir. It is a process along with these new microphones to update this chamber so that it's easier to broadcast on YouTube and to have guests and presenters who are not physically in the building.
Tell them I said attaboy.
Attaboy, Mo.
Good job, Mo.
He's not paying attention. He's up. Good job, Mo. Yeah, so it is a process to update the chamber.
Good.
All right. Any other updates?
That does remind me of one, the Gila Valley Clinic addition has been started through the pre-development process. That should go quite quickly because they already had pre-planned for that addition, so there's not much to do for that.
In that parcel up front? Yeah.
Yes, so. Do we have any applications, Joan, for next month, or will it be the following?
I think it'll be the following.
So more than likely it'll be a June meeting for another zone change.
Okay. All right, thank you for those updates. We'll move on to item number 8. Well, we just talked about that, so next meeting will possibly be June. So item number 9, do we have a motion?
Motion, second,
All at one time?
not everybody at once now.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a motion. Okay, all those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you, guys.
If we get our development committee information fast enough, we may have a May one, but I don't know that it'll be ready.
Yeah. Thank you, Joan.
She keeps me in line, minus my wrong paragraph.